want you to make every note count. I want you to make every word count. I want you to make every breath count. I don't want you to take a break on one section of any song. Give everything you have to every single song, the entire rehearsal, and we're gonna nail it. Are you ready? Let's go, ready?
I enjoy being in a harmony project because I enjoy singing with a big group, even though I don't think I have a really great voice by myself.
I sing with 200 people who are of differing backgrounds than I have, and people I normally wouldn't run into day to day.
Music is more than just vocal, it's expression, it is an action. We don't just sing, we do.
It's really an awesome community that we have with all these people and all of our different walks of life coming together to serve Columbus.
Harmony Project's like a family to me because they've literally been there for me through my ups and my downs.
The mission of the Harmony Project is to unite neighbors and neighborhoods across cultural and geographic lines for the purposes of building a stronger and more inclusive Columbus. We provide music opportunities in the community for anyone who wants to sing. We don't ask if you are an artist. That's not really important. We ask if you want to be an artist. And then we provide opportunities for you to become an artist in the community. We coordinate service projects so people from different zip codes can work together in a neighborhood they may not have known about, or coordinate volunteer drop-off of donations for underserved populations. The goal is for the participant to be able to show up and sing, or show up and serve, and do these things with others and for others. Their paths may or may not have crossed prior to this collective experience, but in the Harmony Project, we hope that once they do cross, that they don't just keep going, that they stop and they build an intersection.
Together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three.
Most people say to me, I know what the sing part is, I know what the serve part is, but what is the share part of it? Members of the Harmony Project Choir visit students and share their stories of being bullied or overcoming an obstacle. They connect cross-generationally, and they listen to the voice of the not-too-distant future generation. Another example of sharing is our Arts and Service program at the Commons at Buckingham. The residents who participate, they've dealt with homelessness, chronic illness, depression, both physical and economic conditions that are life-threatening. The program is a partnership between the Harmony Project and the Community Shelter Board. Friendships are formed, labels are removed. Harmony Project Choir volunteers participate, and voices that had been silent are heard once again. The sharing part continues when local businesses become engaged. Recently, a salon and spa closed down for the day and wanted to give back to our participants in the Commons at Buckingham program.
I found out about the Harmony Project. I had the opportunity to see these amazing individuals sing, and I said to myself and to David, what do you need from me?
This is who you're giving the Brazilian wax to, okay?
So we arranged for them to come in, we closed the spa for the day, and here they are having their hair done, and facials, and manicures, and Paul cut all his hair off, and it's amazing. They're like different people. You can see their spirits literally rejoicing because they just feel special. And that is the biggest gift I could ever have, is to make another human being feel the way they feel right now. We're so thankful to have had this chance today. Really, really amazing.
Ultimately, the share part of Sing, Serve, and Share is what happens between the people who participate in the Harmony Project. It's about those intersections that are built, that they don't just cross paths and keep going, that they take a moment to stop and find out about each other. It's not just about discovering your voice and your passion. It's about once you have discovered those things, you then go share those with the community. And when you do, you find out that we are all connected by far fewer than 6 degrees of separation.
Home is where the light's on and there's a place at the table. Home is where there's room enough to gather and be grateful. Home is where the heart is, a place to call your own. And oh, I call Columbus home.
I am the Executive Director of the Community Shelter Board, and Community Shelter Board's role is to bring together all folks in the community around the issue of ending homelessness. And hear what I say, we're going to end homelessness. We're not going to manage it, we're not going to reduce it, we're going to end it.
Columbus is a place that I've called home my entire life. I was born and raised here. I never thought that I would be homeless here in Columbus, but I put myself in that position. It was not because of anything in particular. It was because of me giving up on life and giving up on myself.
I first got introduced to the Harmony Project when Commissioner Marilyn Brown brought David Brown to me. And David wanted very strongly to work directly with folks experiencing homelessness. And so we talked through it and talked about what kind of arts or music could be done with folks that had had this experience.
The Community Shelter Board introduced me to Commons of Buckingham. It was a new facility that was in the process of being built, and it was for the chronically homeless and those that are less fortunate or trying to get on their feet once again. It was a second chance. And in the process, I joined a group that is the Harmony Project to sing with over 200 people and to once again interact with society like I used to.
And it was just absolutely moving to see the joy that was being brought to folks who had really experienced some of the most awful things that people can experience in their lives. And just the joy of singing. You know, so many times you'll hear people who have experienced long-term homelessness especially talk about being invisible and not being an individual anymore and not feeling like a real human or person, that they've felt marginalized for so long. And when you hear folks who have been through this program and are involved talking, they talk about feeling loved and feeling like a real person and feeling like they exist again.
From being out on the streets, a lot of folks walk by you as if you don't even exist. Now I do exist once again.
When I see folks that have been experiencing homelessness and some of the hardest trauma in their lives come on stage and I'm standing next to them and we're together, that I have any part of the fact that this person is not suffering, and that I stand next to them singing joyfully, it's such a gift. It's such a gift.
Life is a whole lot better now, but each and every day is a struggle. It's a struggle to try to stay clean and to do the right thing on an everyday basis. But from the love that I've been shown through the Harmony Project and Commons of Buckingham and Columbus itself for giving me the opportunity to have a second chance in life has meant the world for me. Because if you give up on yourself, when so many people are standing behind you just trying to help you along, and if you don't take heed to that, true enough, you will fail. But I'm not in a failing place. I'm in a place that helps me to continue on.
So as I live every day and I'm not hungry and I'm not scared about losing my housing and my car started because it works and my children are healthy, so every day that happens, I rack up a little joyous debt, and I get to pay the joyous debt every single day in the work that I get to do. And so I call it the joyous debt, and I tell my children about the fact that they're racking up a joyous debt as well, that they get to be able to pay as they go through their lives.
Our lives is intertwined in a way that I've always told you, if there's anything I could ever do, you can call on me and I'll be there.
And I know that's true. And I feel that I have been enriched and blessed by getting to know you better too.
This is my home. This is my home. This is my home. Yeah, 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 yeah. This is my home.
All of these people, these 200 voices, have very little in common, at least at first glance. What is shared by all 200, or what they have in common, is an appreciation for this small town, big city, and the many intersections that are created because they each ask the same question. What can I do? But that's not where they stopped. They then answered the question. 200 years ago, this city would have been, in all likelihood, unimaginable. 200 years from now, we have no way of knowing what Columbus is going to look like. But if the strength of a city is its people, and if the foundation of the future are the stories of those people, then from where I stand, from the stories that I've heard, Columbus is looking really good for at least the next 200 years.
This city didn't give up on me. That's why I call Columbus home.
For me, it's the people. That's why I call Columbus home.
Home is where there's room enough to gather.
This is what harmony looks like. And this is what harmony sounds like.